Hi guys, this is Calculus Family, and in this tutorial, I'll be taking you through the limits of some variable functions here. I've got 5 different functions. Take it to your seat, watch this video to the end, and don't forget to subscribe. The first problem I have here is a straight problem, but before then, let me give you the algorithm for finding the limit of any function, okay? So to find the limit, the first thing you do is you ask yourself, is the function continuous? So you do your continuity test, okay? Continuity test. After doing your continuity test, if it is continuous, your limit becomes your functional value, f of x, y, or z, okay? If it is not continuous and it is discontinuous, then the next thing to do is to test for removable discontinuity. So you test for removable discontinuity. That means that you're going to remove the discontinuity. If the discontinuity is not removable, then you take parts. You take parts. So these are the three things. So one is continuity test. Number two is test for removable discontinuity. And number three is taking parts. Okay, so let's apply this. So our first problem, which says limits as x, y, z approaches 2, comma 1, comma negative 1 of the expression 3x squared z plus yx cosine of the expression pi x minus pi z. So how do you solve this problem? As I said, you first test for continuity test. If this function continues over this point, yes, there is no way this function here will be undefined when I put in the values. Therefore, my limit is simply equal to f of x, y, z, which is the same as f of 2, comma 1, comma negative 1. I will simply put the values inside, and that is my answer. So 3 multiplying 2 squared multiplying z negative 1 plus my y, which is 1, multiplying x, which is 2, cosine of the expression pi multiplying x, which is 2, minus pi multiplying z negative 1. And we solve this. So in solving this, you are simply going to have, this is 4, right, times 3, 12. So negative 12, this gives me plus 2 multiplying, now cosine 2 pi plus pi. That's cosine 3 pi. So negative 12 plus 2 times 3 pi. Um, times 3 times, sorry, so 2 times cosine of the expression 3 pi, right? Now, what's cosine of 3 pi is negative 1. So you get negative 12 minus 2, and that is 14. That is negative 14 as our answer, right? So let's check the second problem. So the second problem, it says that, yeah, there's a second problem, right? Sorry. Limit as xy over x plus y. Oh, so limits as xy approaches 5, comma 1 of the expression xy over x plus y. Good. To solve this problem, you ask yourself, is this function continuous over this? Obviously, yes. When I put 5 and 1 into this function, it won't be undefined. Therefore, I go ahead that my limit value is the same as my functional value. So which is 5, comma 1 into my argument, and I'll simply have 5 times 1 over 5 plus 1, giving me 5 out of 6, and that is all. Let's move to the third one, and that is limit as x approaches 1. Let me do it well. Limit that xy approaches 1 comma 1 of the expression. So that's a c, right? So of the expression 2x squared minus xy minus y squared. So show you here. So I have 2x squared minus xy minus y squared all over x squared minus y squared. Remember here, our very first test for continuity, when I put in 1, what am I getting at the denominator? 1 minus 1, which is 0, meaning it's going to be undefined. Therefore, it is discontinuous at this point. So as I said, we test for discontinuity, whether it's removable. For us to test whether it's removable, we can see this expression here can be factorized. In factorizing this in algebra or in algebraic expression, we simply have 2x squared plus 2xy minus minus 2xy minus 2xy. You are just going to adjust this. This is negative xy. We are just going to adjust. We will not do anything to it. So minus 2xy plus xy. Obviously, this will add up to negative xy. Then you say minus y squared all over. Here is differences of 2 squared. So x minus y. You have x plus y. Okay, so this one, you just use the normal factorization approach. Remember, you get 2x open brackets x minus y plus my y out x minus y all over the expression x minus y x plus y. So this gives me 2x plus y, and I'll have x minus y all over x minus y x plus y. So this will cancel this, and I'll end up getting 2x plus y over x plus y. Now you can see this is continuous over our points, meaning we've removed the discontinuity. You end up getting 2 multiplying 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1. And this is giving us 3 out of 2 as an answer. Now let's go for the fifth problem. The fifth problem says that we should find the limits as x comma y approaches 0 of the expression x squared y squared all over the expression x to the power 4 plus 3y to the power 4. In this scenario, when I put in 0, I'll end up getting undefined. But you ask yourself, is this removable? It's not, because you have a product over addition. Hence, you go straight taking parts. As I say, you take different parts. Since this is a multivariable function, you can take multiple parts. In a single variable function, we take 2 parts to confirm whether our function has got a limit at that point. So we take the positive and the negative side of our limits, right? But in multivariable, you can take several parts. You can take, so many parts. A particular part you can take is the x-axis, s equals 0, line y is equal to 0. You can also take y is equal to x. You can take y is equal to x squared, all approaching this point from 0. That is what you do. And the rule says that irrespective of the path you take, you should get the same limit point. If the limit point happens to be different, then we can say that the limit does not exist, right? So here, what do? We should take one part. So we first take the part where you put s equals 0. That is for the y-axis. So on the line y-axis, s is equals 0. So wherever I see x, I put 0. So I'm going to have 0 all squared y squared over 0 to the power 4 plus 3y to the power 4. What am I getting? I'm getting 0 over 3y to the power 4, giving me 0 as an answer for my limit. Then I'll test on the x-axis. On the x-axis, y is equal to 0. So I'll end up getting x squared multiplying 0 to squared over x to the power 4 plus 3, 0 to the power 4. This also gives me 0 over x to the power 4, which is 0. These two solutions are the same, but please don't confirm with only 2 scenarios for a multivariable function. You need at least 3 to confirm. So let's use our last one, being the equation of the origin, y is equal to x. Okay, so testing for y is equal to x, wherever I see y, I'll put x. So I have x squared again, over x to the power 4 plus 3 multiplying x to the power 4, right? So at this point, I have x to the power 4 over x to the power 4 plus 3x to the power 4, giving me x to the power 4 over 4x to the power 4, and the answer is 1 out of 4. So you can clearly see that we had 0, we had 1 out of 4. Therefore, limits does not exist. Okay, limit does not exist. As simple as that. Then let's move to the last problem for this, which is the fifth problem. And it says that find the limits as xy approaches 0 of the expression x cubed y over x to the power 6 plus y squared. So to solve this problem, what do? You test for continuity. When I put 0 and 0 here to be undefined, it is discontinuous. What do I do again? I'm simply going to test if I'm going to remove the discontinuity, and it's not removable. I can't simplify this anyway, so I only have to take parts. So here, let's take one part, y is equal to x through the origin. You can take any part, but the rule is whatever part you take, you should make sure that you get the same value. So when y is equal to x, I get x cubed multiplying x over x to the power 6 plus x squared. This gives x to the power 4 over x6 plus x squared, right? When you put in 0, sorry. So this is when I put y is equal to x, right? So I had this, okay. So here, what do? When x is equal to 0, let's try and simplify this further, okay? So I have this to be x to the power 4 over x squared multiplying x to the power 4 plus 1. So I can divide this. I have x squared over s to the power 4 plus 1. At least I'm going to have 0 over what? 1. And the answer is what? 0. You put it down. Then you test for let's say another part, y is equal to x cubed. So taking this part, wherever you see y, you put x cubed there. So our answer will be x cubed multiplying x cubed. Remember, I've replaced this y with x cubed over x to the power 6 plus my y, which is x cubed now, squared. This gives me x to the power 6 over x to the power 6 plus x to the power 6. We strategically use x cubed so that we can add the denominator. It's a strategy, okay? So this is x to the power 6 over 2x to the power 6, giving me half. Since I had 0 and I had half, it means limit does not exist. And that is all I have for you. Please will subscribe and make sure that you share as well.